Hey everybody, welcome. I am so excited to have Leslie Hudson here on their Wanderling tour. Welcome to my basement. Yeah. I am Madison Metricula Roberts. On the ones and twos is my husband Richard doing some producing for us. So normally I have the chat up when I live stream, but today it's a special occasion and you shall communicate to me through him. So
anyway, the Metatron.
Yes. So, Leslie, what are some of the stops? This is early on your Wanderling tour.
Yeah, I left on the 12th, so we're very early. It's like 4 days in. I started in Pennsylvania, and then I came down through Virginia, and now I'm here, North Carolina.
That's awesome. Well, I'm just so excited to host Leslie. You were one of my favorite songwriters with such an emphasis on storytelling and things that, like, I care about. Do you want to talk a little bit about your music? And then maybe we'll get started with a song.
Okay. Metricula is in charge of introducing us and being the MC because she has done this many, many times before. I still get weirded out by cameras and, no audience. Still getting used to it.
When I played with Lee at her place, I had to put a little Funko Pop on top of the camera so that we had eyes to look at.
Oh, that's fun.
So, I mean, I can get a stuffed animal if you want. I've got a clown mask.
No, that's definitely not a thing we should do. No.
But sorry, please go ahead.
I could just pretend it is one eye.
Yeah.
It's a single eye, and it's nice. What was the question? Something about music.
Oh, yeah. Tell us more about your music.
Yeah. So I'm on the Wanderling tour, which was very happily funded by Kickstarter. Helped fund it. Helped pay for my hotels and things. And the theme of it, the backbone of it, are my story songs that are based on characters from folklore and mythology, generally women. And I have written the 3rd volume. There's one for each season. By the time the project is finished, there'll be one for each season. And so the 3rd volume is written, but I have to try out some of those songs on the road to get used to them before they go on the album. Hopefully that'll be out next spring, if I can get it together in time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, it is the spring volume. So
the way we're going to structure the show is Leslie will play a few songs and I'll play a few, and we'll kind of go back and forth with some different musics and stories. So take it away.
All right. And just because I like making things difficult on myself, let's start with the song that I've just started to perform. It's based on an East Coast folktale that probably originated in Scotland, called The Wind Merchant. And it's very colicky. Not colicky. Colicky. She's a primordial goddess from Ireland and Scotland. And I picture her when I sing it. It's called Reap the Gale.
Bring me tea and whiskey fine, bring me news of thee and thine, stones in my apron and skin on my bones. This is my island, and I live alone. I am the seller of winds good and strong, fluttering breezes that skitter along. I sell the storm and the hurricane too, tied up in knots of my thread bright blue. Will you go sailing a year or a day, crossing the ocean or fishing the bay? Purchase Bring me tea and whiskey fine. Bring me news of thee and thine. Heed my words and charm you sail. Heed them not and reap the gale. Be no cautionary tale. Heed my words and never fail. Heed them well and charm you sail. Heed them not and reap the gale. Untie the first knot and then by and by untie the second and fast you will fly. But don't touch the third or you may not survive. Coming back home with your catch alive. Bring me tea and whiskey fine. Bring me news of thee and thine. Heed my words and charm you sail. Heed them not and reap the gale. Bring me tea and whiskey fine. Bring me news of thee and thine. Stones in my apron and skin on my bones. This is my island, and I live alone.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And that's from the new record, right?
It is the new forthcoming, not yet recorded album that will hopefully be out in the spring.
If anyone saw me furiously scrolling, it was me making my set list. Because we do set lists.
We do.
Very
We're
serious
professionals.
artists. Yeah.
And we usually do them at least before we sing the songs.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Who knows what can happen in my basement.
Yeah. I definitely do them before because my mind goes blank. It's an autistic thing, I think.
Mine does too.
Okay.
But I still don't do it.
Okay. My mind goes blank when I'm asked to do a thing on the spot. Sometimes I forget that I've ever written a song, and I can't think of any of them. I know I've written songs, like 13 albums worth so far. This is another water one. I'm going to do a few water songs in a row. This is based on a German folktale, The Fisherman's Wife. When I was a little kid, I was fascinated by this picture of a woman standing, like, dressed in full robes and a scepter and thunder and lightning behind her, and she was standing on all this stuff, wealth, symbols of wealth. I was like, what is this about? It's about someone who asks for more and more and more until there's, I don't know, too much, I suppose. So this is called The Last Thing I'll Beg Thee.
They lived in a cottage right next to the sea, the fisherman and his wife. He was out on the water, went down when his line, and the fish that came up said it wasn't his time. Please won't you spare me my life? The man, he took pity and threw back his meal, and then he went home to his wife. They told him his story, not one to complain. Go ask it to grant you a wish for your pains. Husband, I want a new life. Flounder, oh flounder, deep in the sea. Come and listen now to me. I have a wife with an iron will, and this is the last thing I'll beg thee. This cottage is nice, but could we have more? Wondered the fisherman's wife. I'd quite like a castle with crystal and cakes. Go back to the sea, say you made a mistake. I want a luxurious life. Flounder, oh flounder, deep in the sea. Come and listen now to me. I'm your wife. Oh, I could be emperor, make me the pope. It's more than I dreamed, but it's less than I'd hoped. Remember, he owes you his life. Flounder, oh flounder, deep in the sea, come and listen now to me. I have a wife with an iron will, and this is the last thing I'll beg thee. The sea went from shining to violet and grey. The waves crashed like mountains and blackened the bay. Fearing reprisals before and behind, the fishermen cowered in body and mind. What does she want now? The angry fish cried. Your greedy, implacable wife, to be lord of the universe, rule moon and sun. Enough, cried the fish, it will all be undone. Go back to your miserable life. Flounder, oh flounder, deep in the sea, come and listen now to me. I have a wife with an iron will, and this is the last thing I'll beg thee. Flounder, oh flounder, deep in the sea, come and listen, pity me. I have a wife with an iron will, and this is the last thing I'll beg thee. Yeah, yeah, this is the last thing I'll beg thee. Whoa, whoa, this is the last thing I'll beg thee.
Yay! That's one of the Wanderlings also from Volume 1.
I was going to mention before you play one more song in this little mini set.
Mm-hmm.
Leslie is on tour, and the show we are excited to be able to present for you free, thanks to our patrons and Kickstarter backers.
Mm-hmm.
But the suggested donation for the show is to purchase one of Leslie's singles or albums from their Bandcamp, which you can find at lesliehudson.bandcamp.com. I think it's also scrolling along the bottom, so...
Because Metricula is wise in the ways of tech things and figured out how to do all of that stuff. I'm just amazed that, you know, if I can get a camera up and it doesn't feedback, I'm pretty proud of myself.
I mean, it's a good day here too, so don't...
We discovered we're both snorters.
Yeah.
That makes me very, very, very happy because I snort all the time when I'm laughing, and then I'm like, oh no. But it's
the Humdingers is the snorting house.
Oh, it's
for
lovely.
Snorters.
I love it. It makes me feel so happy. Okay, so this is a song from Keep Left at the Fork, one of my albums. That's a magical working, and it's based on cards from an oracle deck, a fairy oracle deck by Brian Froud. And it's Brian and Wendy did this one together. I think it's called The Heart of Fairy Oracle. And they have 13 cards that go with 13 steps on the way into fairy. And I wrote a song for each one of those steps, which doesn't have to lead you into fairy. It can lead you into like a deep part of yourself that you need, where you need to figure something out. And it was a huge undertaking to create that album. But this one is the first song on it. It goes with the blessing. Because if you're going to walk into fairy, it's wise. You don't have to do it, but it's wise to get a blessing first. Otherwise, you might not have a great journey.
Safety first in fairy.
First. Yeah, exactly. It's called Perfect Storm.
I crossed o'er the river, the sun setting low, the clouds started gathering, and a voice I should know said, this river is rising. And you're in its way. The thunder is rolling in today. I can't help but wonder at all I've undone, at all I am building, at all I have sung. 'Cause our bridge was the hardest. This river runs deep, and swallows the secrets I no longer keep. When the rain falls, when the rain falls, when the rain falls, how do I find myself suddenly warm in a perfect storm? I come wearing nothing to have or to hold, but I have discovered how to never grow old. 'Cause I'm lost when I'm waiting, and I'm joy when I give. And I have decided here and now to live. When the rain falls, when the rain falls, when the rain falls, how did I find myself suddenly warm in a perfect storm?
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Let's see, was that did a little cluster of 3 or 4?
3. That's 3.
We're doing little mini
Hand it over.
EPs.
Yes.
Well, while we transition, Richard's manning the chat for us. How's stuff going in there? Hey, everybody!
So during the first song, Jerry said that she loved the idea of wind being different colors.
Oh, thanks, Jerry.
That is an old Celtic tradition. That goes. I could talk for ages about that. It's part of my thesis.
Well, speaking of Celtic traditions and things we could talk for ages about.
Yes, the winds being different colors is part of an old Celtic tradition. It's in when I was studying color words. That's what I did my thesis on. One of the major sources was going back to the winds. The winds there are 12 winds in the Gaelic world, Gaelic understanding, and they all are colored, and they all mean a different thing. They bring a different thing. I think that they've been slightly shifted, probably, if you go from being with the ocean on your left to being in a place where the ocean's on the right. Probably the wind currents shift and the colors mean different things,
okay.
I would imagine, in Cape Breton versus in Ireland, where the colors, where it began, Ireland and Scotland.
That's awesome.
Anyway, I'll stop talking about it
No,
because
no,
I could talk
who
about
else
it for a
is in the
long
chat that
time.
we can say hello to.
William Adams, he also really
Hi.
enjoyed the song, not just Tea and Whiskey or two, but drinks.
Love it. Thank you. Saying tea and whiskey are some of their favorite comfort drinks. So
Awesome.
I know you guys can't hear Richard, so we'll just try to.
Yeah.
We just wanted to say
thank
hey.
you for that. Yeah.
Jerry during the second song
Jerry in the second song.
loves that the chorus is stuck in her head semi-regularly.
Love a good hook.
Yep, that's always nice. I stumble across hooks sometimes in songs. Instead of just like
frequently.
painting soundscapes, I'm like, oh yeah, hooks. Hooks are good. That's nice.
Hey, Kevin! Beckett! Beckett is the fifth sister, the one I was telling you about.
Oh, yes.
I've already bragged on you.
And she says she misses your faces.
Oh, I miss your face too. Okay, so, well, I have some watery follows myself. I thought your song was about the rain falling. I thought I would do one. This is actually called All That the Rain Promises. And it is... This is one I don't know all the lyrics to, so we're going to use a little lead sheet. It's based on a mushroom hunting book title. But it's about, roughly about loss, so. It's a hard rain, how hard I'm raining in, how hard I'm missing them. It keeps raining, quit raining. How can it rain with clear skies? Once there was a time when we realized that we were free. Once upon a time when we decided who we'd be. It's easy to lose track. Oh, that's the bridge. We're gonna do a chorus. It's a hard rain, how hard I'm raining in, how hard I'm missing them. It keeps raining, quit raining. How can it rain with clear skies? There are people in your life you never see again. They help make you who you are and have some comfort in your skin. There we go. It's easy to lose track or take someone for granted. Obituaries hit like bricks and feel so underhanded. It's a hard rain, how hard I'm changing keys, how hardly missing them. It keeps raining, quit raining. There we go. How can it rain with clear skies? After the rain, the fairy ring of mushrooms where the tree had been. Something new from something rotted whole. Common dewy spotted caps, behold. Dancing in the fairy ring, the circle game is everything. All that the rain promises. All that the rain promises. All that the rain promises. It's like my little keychain recovery.
I did.
We go
I
where the
did.
tides take us.
Yep.
In this house.
It's a fairy song. What do you expect?
I didn't ask. It was safety first
Safety.
to fairy, as we have discussed. This is actually another. This one's actually based on an Appalachian or an like British Isles Appalachian folk tune, but I've rewritten the lyrics to be about the creepy horses from The Ring because they've always terrified me. There's this scene where the horses like get really scared, and that's always really frightened me. So this is the drowning song to the tune of an Appalachian cradle lullaby. So. And of course, at home or in the room, feel free to sing along. Hush, my child, lie still and wonder who it is that we must feed. Iron hooves and silver bridles, all the pretty horses in the stable freed. Ride on backs of dappled ponies, ride away to find the lake. Slip into the lapping water, hurry, child, these first steps take. Silt and sand in living water, come, my child, and close your eyes. Let the cold rise tries to embrace you, let the pretty pony lead you with her cries. Golden sleighs and silver bridles, silver bells and golden thrones. Fine as crystal sets the banquet. Why have you come here all alone? Hush, my child, come here and wonder who it is that we must feed. Iron hooves and silver bridles, all the pretty horses in the water bleed.
That's pretty.
I hope all the balance is okay on the guitar stuff. That's a fun one. The recording I have for that one that gets popular at Halloween is just vocals and like zills, so little finger cymbals.
Oh, yeah. That would be very haunting also.
See. I had another wet one. That doesn't sound as exactly what we've been doing. There's a different... Oh, right. I'm going to do one more in my little set here, and then we'll check back in with the chat, and then I'll let you take over.
Okay.
It's already 7:30. Look at us.
Back and forth.
Okay, so this one is called Till We Have Faces, and it's actually based off of a C.S. Lewis book by the same name that's about the sister of Psyche and Eros, and how she was the one that convinced her sister to like spill the candle, or like to look about her husband. But there's also an imagery from a man who raised otters in Scotland, and it's a whole thing, but there was a poem about Psyche married Eros with a ring of bright water. So this is my otter water C.S. Lewis song. A ring of bright water's a sparkling thing, shines clear blue in the bubbling spring. A bed of moss, my heart grows thorns. Ring of bright water just can't be worn. How long, sister? How long, sister? How long till we have faces? How could I believe that the gods weren't cruel when you washed your hair in a bubbling pool? How could I have seen what was hidden from me, tortured to rust in reality? Oh, how long, sister? How long, sister? How long till we have faces? Did I really know myself? Am I veiled unto myself? I was ugly, so they made me wise, but you were pretty and on good size. I'm sick to the soul of petty gods. Surely I'm better than petty frauds. Did I really know myself? Am I veiled unto myself? How long, So that one is my C.S. Lewis-y song.
It has like a Sixpence None the Richer.
Yeah,
bit of a
it does.
jangle.
Those kinds of
Bit of a jangle to it.
songwritery chord vibes.
Yeah, it's that first, the first two chords that, going from the one to the other is like, ooh, it's jangly.
Before I toss it over to Leslie, and we'll hear from the chat, I did want to mention, so I like to do acrylic nails, but so what I'm playing there is like if you play guitar, it's a C chord, and then there's the E string, and it's really hard to hit it, so actually I use my acrylic nail to hold it flat like that.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, see? It's good enough for Dolly. It's good enough for me. So.
Does Dolly do that?
Well, she plays with long nails, so.
Oh, she does.
A lot of times she'll do, when her nails are really long on this hand, she'll play like open tunings and stuff, so she can still like do a lot of stuff. But it's really cool. We love Dolly in this house.
Does she have people who hand her different guitars that are already
I'm
pre-tuned?
sure.
Yeah. I've seen that. Ani DeFranco, when I saw her, she had just almost every song was just like a new guitar. Here, you did a weird tuning. Here.
Yeah.
Cool.
Chat, how are we doing?
Megan said that none of what you said about her was true, and she didn't do it.
Oh, they're great. They're great people, though.
And Megan also said, I have another wet one. Is the name of my Metricula.
Seriously.
I love it.
I was going to make jokes about it, but I figured they were... I'm glad other people did.
It's a PG-13 situation, so...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What was it? Here's Another Wet One is my Metricula tribute album.
It is appropriate.
Hi, Scott. What about in Scotland?
Oh, the guy who the otter raiser.
I don't remember. It's if you look for Ring of Bright Water, there's a movie and a book, and it's a fascinating story about this guy who raised otters in Scotland in the 70s. So it's also very sad, but it's it's a human animal story based on real life, so they're usually sad.
Bits of
not
sad.
from any like abuse thing. It was just sad. Animals don't have the lifespan that we do. Sadly. So
and if you have lots, then you're gonna lose lots. Usually.
William says he needs more Appalachian accents. I love it. Well, maybe I'll throw in another one later. So.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love listening to that sound.
And then lots of claps.
Thank you for all the claps.
I'm good. I'm enjoying this.
Yay.
Well, good. We
Yay.
like to hear that. That is awesome.
We'll take it away.
Okay.
The recording will be available later.
Yes, we will have, the video will stay up, and I believe we're also recording the audio, so there should be multiple ways to see the show later. And I think for people that are backers of Leslie's Patreon, they might be, assuming nothing goes horribly awry, may possibly have some backstage access stuff, too, with the recordings. But also, after the show at 8:30, whenever we finish here at 8:30, we're going to move to a special secret YouTube live stream as a thank you to our patrons and Leslie's Kickstarter backers.
Yeah, the top 3 tiers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you sign up for any of those tiers now, I think you can see all the past posts, so they would be able to see the link. I checked.
Oh, for Patreon. Yeah.
For Patreon.
The Kickstarter's over, but the for the Patreon,
you've missed your chance there.
For sure.
So, sorry to plug them, but it's like,
no, plugs are good. I forget to do them when there's a camera. I remember to do them when there's humans.
Yeah.
In front of me, like
we have the one eye
in person. Yeah,
the watches.
Is just the one little eye going. I passively watch you, but also share everything you're saying with the world.
There's a lot going on there. One googly eye with the little cross. Yeah,
that is a thing that people do. They vandalize with EYES.
Oh, yeah.
And the
little
googly eyes go on things. That's fine as long as you're not defacing,
don't do crimes,
artifacts.
Usually. Sometimes do crimes, I guess. But, don't usually.
Do the right kind of crimes.
Yeah, don't do those crimes.
The crimes that shouldn't be crimes, do those. We're getting in trouble on Facebook now.
Come for me. Don't do that.
Please don't.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know what came over me.
I don't know. It's because you don't see maybe it right in front of you.
Yeah. I don't even have the chat, so I feel
free.
Yeah, I do. Strong. I am free.
You're freer than me. I feel like
I'm a literal clown. Once you go there, it's kind of like I can do anything.
I have to get some of that back. I lost some of that, and I have to get some of that back. Honestly. It's funny. I have these little nervous tick things when I don't have anything to do with my hands. Like if I'm sitting underneath I'm autistic, so what I'm doing underneath is a stem, but it's a secret stem that nobody can see because I developed them while I was in school. But I just do this. I just circle over and over again, and I'm like, everything's fine. It's all good.
Yeah. Like a Shiba Inu.
Yeah. Oh, like we were watching. This is off topic, and that's
we're
fine.
behind the music, but we're transitioning. It's a transition.
Yeah. We were watching this guy, and I don't remember his name. He's the dog guy on.
If you Google
YouTube.
YouTube the dog guy, it'll come up.
He acts out different scenarios as though he has different breeds of dogs. And I was first introduced to this person by one of the women I live with, Carrie, Julian. And she showed me this guy acting like different dog breeds, coming outside and reacting to the fact that it was spring. And he was so right. He was so on the money. Like, if you know dog breeds and the different ways that they behave, this guy he's hilarious anyway, but I cry. Like, I laughed until I cried.
You looked in pain.
Oh,
happily.
but it was like joy pain. Yeah. It was great. But he was doing robbers. He was reacting to as different dog breeds to robbers.
So like a robber would come in the door and it would be like like the German Shepherd would start suiting up and like, you ready? No, not.
And other dogs were just like, can you throw this ball?
Which is what I would do
we
as a
play?
human as well. So
yeah. What are you doing in my house?
Yeah.
And whatever that dog was, was it the Shiba?
I think it was the Shiba. Like
it just smiled at the robber until the robber was like, I gotta go.
That's clown. I identify with.
Yeah. Yeah, it was creepy. And everyone's like, Anyway.
You're getting a lot of behind the music stuff today.
Yeah. I like to talk about things. And then I'm reminded I need to also play things. So that has nothing to do with this song.
Keep us in line.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
don't. Why would he sign up for that?
Richard's like, I didn't sign up for that. No. no one can harness this. Yeah.
It's true.
Sorry,
no, it's fine. This song has absolutely nothing to do with any of that. I'm sorry. There's no segue. So, though there would be dogs in this house that I imagine for myself. One day,
professional segueing. I like it.
One day I will have this amazing house, even if it's just in my dreams, because I learned there's an Irish folktale called Mrs. Butler, or something about Mrs. Butler. And she is this woman who lives in Ireland who has these dreams every night, and it's of her walking through a house. And every time she has a dream, they're cumulative. I'm not sure if anyone else has cumulative dreams, but I did as a child.
We'll speak more on this after class.
Yeah, that was a big thing for me. And so this lady did the same. She'd have these cumulative dreams where she'd find herself walking through more and more of the house. And then when she woke up, she would tell her family. And she did this for 10 years, so it became kind of a family joke. And then she and her husband retired to England, and they had an estate agent showing them different properties. Mm-hmm. And they get to this one house outside of London. And she just went, oh, no, I'll take the tour. I'll lead the tour. I've got it. And she walked them through the whole house because it was the house that she had been dreaming of for 10 years. And when they were moving in and the staff were moving out, they got it for really cheap. And the woman told them it was because the house was haunted, but that they had nothing to fear because she herself, Mrs. Butler, was the ghost. Ooh. And I went, like, that is some heavy manifestation magic right there. That's my kind of magic. So I want to start dreaming. I've dreamed up this house, and if it exists, whoever's in it, could they please be done with it?
So you can have it.
Move out, and then let me move in. So this song is based on that, but on those concepts.
Well, spooky. I mean, if they're not using it, then...
Yeah, if they're not using it. Or if I'm haunting them so much that they don't want to use it anymore, it
could be a mutual
maybe
haunting.
That would be okay. This is called Haunting the House.
I want to dream like Mrs. Butler dreams. She walks in like a memory, strolling reality, or so it seems. She walks out like a ghost, making the most of her see-through perambulation, haunting the house, haunting the house not too large, a staircase and bookcases, old leather suitcases, wide open windows and chairs by the fire, crows on the rooftop and salt on the stovetop, and herbs hanging down from the ceiling. I want to dream like Mrs. Butler dreams. She walks in like a memory, strolling reality, or so it seems. She walks out like a ghost, making the most of her see-through perambulation, haunting the house of her dreams. So I imagine a garden run wild with mint and forget-me-not, monkshood and hollyhock, lavender, comfrey and gold marguerite, crows in the seedbeds and wind-blowing sheet heads, and bread left with cream by the hedgerow. I want to dream like Mrs. Butler dreams. She walks in like a memory, strolling reality, or so it seems. She walks out like a ghost, making the most of her see-through perambulation, haunting the house of her dreams, haunting the house of her dreams. So I will conjure a place all my own, a hedge which is haven, a life to be brave in, trees on the walls like the woods have come wandering into mine, never done, witnessing all that I'm breathing out into the forest. I want to dream like Mrs. Butler dreams. She walks in like a memory, strolling reality, or so it seems. She walks out like a ghost, making the most of her see-through perambulation, haunting the house of her dreams, haunting the house of her dreams.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I pulled up the chat as well.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Let's see. Yes, that is the dog guy, Norman. That was I was like, oh yeah, we need that.
Did you
the
look him
dog
up?
guy. He
Yeah.
found the link. Yeah.
Thanks, Norm.
So yeah, we'll catch up on other chat later, guys.
No, that's good.
Confirm. It's very important.
That is very important.
Yeah, it's very
Everyone
important.
needs to see the funny dog guy, especially if they like dogs.
Yeah.
That song's from my Hemlock, Honey, and Crows album that I released fall of 21.
Someone mentioned they really liked it, so you can see lesliehudson.bandcamp.com to purchase it.
Mm-hmm. There's a hair in my mouth. I'm very sorry. There we go. Got it. That's my first all very openly pagan album. I was very afraid to make a pagan album when I was growing up because, growing into myself.
There's a lot.
When I was growing into myself in my 20s and 30s, because I figured, I don't know what I figured. I was raised by fundamental Baptists, so I think I still had that kind of hanging on. And when I finally wrote pagan on my website, it was little p, hiding in a list of other adjectives. But nothing happened. Nothing bad happened to me. only good things have happened to me. So it was,
awesome.
I'm glad I did it finally. Yeah. Just step by step by step. There's been a lot to unpack, one piece at a time. But I really love that album because a whole bunch of my witchy friends and wonderfully talented musical community participated in giving me tracks for the songs on that album, and it makes me really happy. And yeah, it's on Bandcamp. There's lots of Poisoner School stuff on there, and like ghost stories and that kind of thing. This is another song from, I'm just gonna do one because there's a lot of talking there, and then I'll send it back over to Metricula. This is also from Keep Left at the Fork. This is the song that happens in the middle of the journey. It's called Just Be. And because I think my friend Dave Toms, who is still my favorite drummer, will watch this later. We talked one time long ago about how I didn't notice it until he mentioned it, but my songs for a while there, I had a lot to get out, a lot of like strong emotion to channel through songwriting and performance. And so I was using this pattern that gets used in metal all the time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, which is like a driving, there's lots of anticipation and like anxiety in that kind of a rhythm pattern. And I was using it a lot, even in songs I didn't realize I was using it in. And he mentioned it and I went, oh yeah. So I thought on purpose, I'm going to write a song that has a whole bunch of time signature changes just so that I can't get caught in that space. And this one I think has 40.
Oh, wow. 40 time signature
40 time signature changes. Lots. But the key
showing.
was, well, I mean, in a loving way.
Yeah,
in a loving way because I love him very
it's
dearly.
playful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, I can do this. I can. But the key was to try to make it into a song that sounded smooth. I didn't want it to sound like I was...
music.
Yeah. But the chorus is basically back and forth. I'm doing 5, 4, 6, 4, or 5, 4, 6, 8, or something like that.
So play along at home.
So it's, you go ahead. Go ahead. There's like 12, 7, and like, anyway, there's lots of...
You should buy the song, and then you can experience
You can figure it out. Yeah, exactly. If someone can decode
it's like an ARG. It's all about the ARG.
I will never decode it myself. I will. I promise you, I will never do it.
They don't need to know that.
Oh, I will never do it. I could do it in modularly in my head. I know it's all written in modules of like, okay, this bar and this bar and this bar, whatever. But as far as putting it into musical notation, money cannot make me do that.
It'll make us do a lot of things, but
yeah, but not that. So this song's called Just Be.
I've been anxious, I've been tired, I've been crossed and I've been wired, overwhelmed and overemphasized, called upon to understand and empathize. Every little light has got a darker shade. Everyone I love's about to be remade. Better bring your game, you're starting second half. Step out of the rain and remember to live. Just be. Like a rock I have been rolled, like a child I have been told, underfed and underutilized, now's the time to override and optimize. Every little light has got a darker side. Everyone I know has got a bruise to hide. Better dig into the dirt if you want to come clean. Step out of the rain and remember to dream. Just be. Just be.
Jerry had a nice comment on that one. They love that one, although instead of just be, they hear just breathe on those long notes. Because they often need that reminder, too. Very relatable.
Yep.
So.
That is a good transposition right there. Both work.
Any other highlights from the chat, Richard? Before I think we'll swap. I'll do a couple more, and then Leslie will finish out the show. So. Talking about the houses, someone said.
That her dream house had serious structural problems. No stairs to the second floor, for example.
Serious structural problems, but no stairs to get to the second floor.
Mine has stairs that go up to like a loft that is the top floor of the house. It's like a triangle roof. I've always wanted to be in like where it's just one big room.
Yeah.
And it's wooden. And there's a bed in the corner and the whole space is open. I love open spaces. I can just dance around and not worry about knocking into stuff.
I'd like parts of that. Like some of the Sims builds that are lodges like that are delightful. So, I'll do a house song. This is are we ready for like a cheesy love song?
Yes.
Okay. This one is for Richard, but it's about making our own families. So. Only fools and dreamers argue with a blade. I'm not much for fighting, not much for masquerades. When I'm home with you, I never need to hide. When I'm home with you, it's easy to decide. Bread and salt to make a home, and not the blood you're born with. Bread and salt and me and you, my love. Bread and salt, something true, no matter if it's makeshift. Bread and salt and me and you, my love. The traditional Scottish housewarming gifts. Many, I'm sure Leslie could speak more all about it.
They were both in my song too.
Yeah.
Bread and salt.
It's not the stones that matter, not the place you're born. It's not where you lay your head or paths you've worn. Hard and easy routes might get you there the same. But it's worth living in this world to know your name. Bread and salt to make a home, and not the blood you're born with. Bread and salt and me and you, my love. Bread and salt and something true, no matter if it's makeshift. Bread and salt and me and you, my love. Home is where the heart is, and yours is an open door. Your embrace a roof, and heart a hearth that roars. Together sheltering in a spinning world confused. Love-baked bricks won't break even though they bruise. Bread and salt to make a home, and not the blood you're born with. Bread and salt and me and you, my love. Bread and salt and something true, no matter if it's makeshift. Bread and salt and me and you, my love. Bread and salt to make a home, and not the blood you're born with. Bread and salt and me and you, my love. Bread and salt, something true, no matter if it's makeshift. Bread and salt and me and you, my love. My love.
That's beautiful.
It's fun. I'm still working on kind of what chord pattern, like the strumming, but it feels fun to
Yeah.
like do the run. So
Is it called Bread and Salt?
Yes.
Okay.
It is called Bread and Salt. It is not released, so you have seen some behind the music here. I've got. I think I'll do 2 more, and then we'll toss it over because it's already 8 o'clock.
Okay.
So that's perfect timing. This isn't necessarily a follow, but Leslie and I were talking earlier about different kinds of music, and this one I actually wrote the first time I composed anything on piano. This was that because I dislocated my elbow and couldn't play guitar. So this is a song called The Rockbiter's Lament, and it's about the rockbiter from the Neverending Story. He's the big stone guy, but he tries to hold on to all his little friends while the nothing sucks them away. And there's a scene at the end where he's very sad because all his friends are gone, and he looks at his hands and he's like, they look like strong hands, but what good are they? And when I was like unable to play guitar, it was like trying to connect with music in a way I hadn't before. So this is about that. So. They look like good big strong hands, don't they? Like hands that could hold tight and reach out. Like hands where nothing slips through cracks between your fingers. They look like strong hands. The void demands our bodies, so I gather up my little friends defiantly. One by one I let them go as my fingers flinch with fatigue. Friends disappear into a black horizon. I stare blankly at the palms that just betrayed me. Weak wrist and dirty nails, my impotent legacy. I will dismantle myself to ease the transition to nothingness. There is no order of what crumbles first. Despair demands little else but chaos. Hands are last, I can still use them for this work. I will tear myself apart. In the corner of my last eye, I see a little thing with feathers. I grasp with hands too big and slow for such a wispy creature. What good are strong hands? They look like strong hands. They look like strong hands. As the Rockbiter's Lament.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, thank you.
I'm like, don't cry, you're on camera. It's so
They probably
pretty.
can't see from that far away, so think of that.
So pretty.
But that just goes to show, like, and I'll have one more after this, then I'll, because I wanted to play one of our Salacious Crumbles songs. I'm also in a songwriting duo with Lee Tyberg called The Salacious Crumbles. You can find our music online, but talking about one more song about a character. This one of my favorite characters from Star Wars is Padme, because they got done so dirty. Because they don't have, prenatal care in space. Also, girl, dump him.
What were you doing?
I mean, I respect your choices. Like, I mean, we've all been there, but
unfortunately,
man, did not deserve you. And I say that as I feel so bad for Anakin. There's a lot going on there. It's like, you think if you're gonna take a child away from his mother and she's still captive in slavery, like. I know they don't want to, like, meddle with affairs, but it's like, look at what happened. They could have, like, just gotten her off Tatooine, like, just anywhere. Just put her anywhere, Anakin's mom, and then he wouldn't even he'd probably feel better just knowing, oh, she's fine. She's like working in a Naboo palace or something. Like, who cares? Just not in the middle of a desert. I'm sorry, very mad. But this one is called...
There are so many problems.
Yeah, The Adult in the Room, and it's a song for Padme. And this is a Salacious Crumbles song, so I wrote this with my friend Lee Tybert. We're slightly out of tune, but we'll just roll with it. The real hero of the story, the adult in the room, trying to do more to keep people from their tombs. Why do I feel like the only one who pays attention? Why do I feel like the one who isn't blind? Why do I feel like the only one who pays attention? Why do I feel like I'm running out of time? A good night's sleep has become a stranger since this damn war took hold. Jedi are in danger and the Senate's gone cold. Why do I feel like the only one who pays attention? Why do I feel like the one who isn't blind? Why do I feel like the only one who pays attention? Why do I feel like I'm running out of time? Gotta get those votes, avoid turncoats, try not to get killed. Gotta get votes, don't be a footnote in the history I'm trying to build. Jedi don't see it, and the Senate is fried, and the troopers, they aren't free yet, and my hands are tied. Why do I feel like the only one who pays attention? Why do I feel like the one who isn't blind? Why do I feel like the only one who pays attention? Why do I feel like I'm running out of time? We're running out of time. Oh, Annie, we're out of time. So that's The Adult in the Room, and that's from the Salacious Crumbles.
That's beautiful too.
Thank you.
That my brain is going round and round because I did a bluegrass kind of a song.
Yeah.
About how she just gives up on life at the end.
Oh my gosh. She's suddenly lost the will to live.
That is what it is called.
Yeah.
The name of the song is Lost the Will. And I because I just couldn't deal with that. I couldn't deal with that ending scene. But you humanized her. You made her have a soul there, and
well,
that's
you know,
lovely.
especially in the Clone Wars animated show, she works so hard to, like for example, the stormtroopers are basically an enslaved population, and she's like working to the war's over, we gotta let them go. Like,
right,
we can't keep but stuff like that. So Padme,
I haven't watched it yet. Yeah,
Clone Wars Padme is kick ass.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've heard really good things about Clone Wars.
Clone Wars Padme
one day I'll watch it.
So you're in for a treat.
Cool. No, that's good.
So, well, I will let Leslie take us home with a few more songs.
How are we doing for time?
We have about it's 8:14, so we're gonna finish before.
I'll just do 2.
Yeah, because at 8:30, we're going to switch over to a different stream, the special stream for patrons and Kickstarter backers and patrons at a certain level. So we'll do a few more songs there. But so we've got about 15 minutes. There's a little flex time there. So
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we can do 2 or 3 or whatever fits, and then we'll wrap and...
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, I'll let you play it, and then we'll figure out the
It's all
rest.
the patrons. All the patrons and Kickstarters at a certain level. Kickstarter
Yay.
backers at a certain level.
Yeah. And if you join the Patreon now, you can get the link and meet us there in a few. So.
You can. That's very true. Let's see. Since you did a love song and then you did a love going in the wrong direction song, I'll play this. This is a song called Honey. It's off my album Into the Mirror. And I was thinking about, I'm not a fan of mead. Lots of people love mead, but it's not for me because honey is sweet, but mead is honey gone sour.
It's not cider.
No, it's not. It's not apple based.
Yeah.
It's honey based, and it's just
not as good.
To me, it's not. It doesn't work for me. Lots of people love it. I wanted to love it because it's got Celtic roots and Viking roots and all kinds of things, but I tried and I can't do it. But then I was thinking of it as an allegory or metaphor for relationships and how they change over time. Sometimes they sour, but sometimes even if they do, they make pretty songs. So this is called Honey. It's a very summer song.
Honey, you are honey on my tongue, so much sweeter than the sting ever unsung. Honey, we created from the flower dust whenever flower lust takes wing. Summer soft rolling in with thunder in the distance beyond resistance. Linden heavy on the breeze, an opiate of daydreams. Honey wine's a sweet gone sour. It changes over time. It happens down the line. Honey, you're a velvet hour, a sweetness so sublime, a luminary sometime, drifting on the river of perception that flows between the moment and reflection, uplifting to be floating here beside you, whatever you and I do or say. Summer rain rolling in with thunder in the distance without resistance. Little rivulets are these, our tributary daydreams. Honey wine's a sweet gone sour. It changes over time. It happens down the line. Honey, you're a velvet hour, a sweetness so sublime, a luminary sometime. Barefooting my senses, I have shed all my defenses. Now I'm breathing in. Honey wine's a sweet gone sour. It changes over time. It happens down the line. Honey, you're a velvet hour, a sweetness so sublime, a luminary sometime. Honey, you are honey on my tongue, so much sweeter than the sting, my love.
I love that one. Which album is that on?
Into the Mirror.
Into the Mirror. Mm-hmm. You can easily see that at lesliehudson.bandcamp.com. It's the one with an album cover of Leslie looking into a mirror.
Fun fact, that is my grandmother's mirror
Really?
that I inherited, and for a long time I could see not me in it.
Oh, man.
Other people, long past people, ghosty people, whatever they were, but I couldn't see me, and it was creepy. It took a long time for me to get to this space. So Into the Mirror, that album, the whole point of that album is me being able to look into it, to walk back into my family past, and to pick out who I was now. It's one of those albums.
That's awesome. We have 11 or 10 minutes. So.
Okay, I'm going to end with something. I was trying to decide if I want to end with Children of Light, and I think that I do. I was going to do something else, but I'm going to switch to this one.
I love it. You're getting a custom design set list.
Yes. So this is from my Star Trek album. And while I have distanced myself a little bit from the geek stuff in the last few years, I still am one, but like a deep cut one. I like what I like.
Yeah.
And only that. I'm not like an all sci-fi person or all Star Trek even anymore person. It's got to be very specific, narrow slices that I know everything about, which again is an autistic thing. It's lots of other people's thing
Strong
too,
vibes, yeah.
but it's super autistic. So I realized when I was prepping songs for the tour that I wanted to look back and see if I could pull any of the Trek stuff into the theme of what this tour is about and how I feel now. And when I looked at the lyrics, I realized, before I came out as non-binary, I realized that I'd written this song for not just for me, who I would become or who I would realize I was or had always been, but also, especially with what's going on with trans folk in the States right now. And not just here, but, I'm here right now, and it's loud. It's very loud and very scary. And I realized that this song is for trans people. The lyrics even, it's supposed to be about holograms figuring out how they belong in a society made of people who aren't like them, and where they fit, and trying to convince everyone that they have rights and they are people too. They're just different people. I realized a lot of the meanings in it overlap, and so this is dedicated to trans community and all us non-binary folk out there too. It's called Children of Light.
If you prick me, I won't bleed, but I know your blood runs thick enough to matter, no matter. And I'd put it all out of my mind, but I think, so I am, and it's mind over matter if it matters. It matters. This construction by design won't survive, will never thrive without a fight. This construction by design kind of light.
Thank you, Leslie.
Welcome.
Well, before we switch to the VIP backstage wacky, so it's not really well, I might be wacky. I've been very pristine, but I just want to say again, Leslie, thank you so much for being with us tonight. So Leslie, like we said, is on the first leg of a tour. And what are some of your next stops? I know they can find the tour dates and online shows as well throughout the time at lesliehudson.com for the Wanderling tour. But do you want to give us a few more parting words, and then we'll...
My next gig is in Texas, in Plano, Texas, at the Cafe Bohemia, run by Evie Rossi, who is just an awesome human being. That is end of the month, so 27th, maybe, of...
Check lesliehudson.com.
May. Yeah, I don't have it directly in front of me, but that is definitely the next live show. And I'm making my way sort of south and across to visit musical friends along the way. I'll have more shows in the south in November because I'll be back down here after Halloween. And then I'm going all the way across up to Utah through Colorado.
Beautiful country.
Yeah, it's an awesome drive. I'm really excited. I haven't done it in a long time. I get to drive across Wyoming. One of my favorite drives is to drive across Wyoming. Up to Boise, there's a show there, and up to Portland, up to the Pacific Northwest, and then I'm going to drive all the way across Canada from Vancouver Island to Cape Breton Island, which I'm very excited about, and then back in to do some more shows. But it's a 4-month tour, so if I delineated it, it would be a lot. The next online show is going to be from Winnipeg. I'll be in Winnipeg at the time. I think it is the 28th of June. It's a Wednesday, and I'll put a ticket link up on my website, and that way you can watch it live streamed, basically. But it will be a ticketed one.
Well, we are so excited to have you here, and we are going to, once again, I'm Madison Metricula Roberts, joined by Leslie Hudson, and we are going to swap streams and go backstage to the green room. Mm-hmm. So everybody, thank you so much for tuning in, and please check out Leslie's music and see if they're coming to your area. So, Richard, take us out. I'm just going to wave till it's done. Is it done? See, it's hard, right?
It's hard.